In in boardrooms and living rooms across the world, one tension keeps surfacing. Brilliant people are still struggling to get the right jobs. Despite everything right, CVs updated, portals are flooded with applications, LinkedIn is busy, yet hiring decisions feel slower, harsh, and more confusing than ever. The rules of the game have changed, but most professionals still play with outdated playbook. At the same time, organizations are under pressure to grow faster, secure their digital footprint, and adopt AI at board level speed. That means they need the right talent, not just more talent. This is what strategy, growth, human resources, and job search intersects, and the four pillars drop of technology, cybersecurity, strategy, and growth. Because hiring today is no longer a transaction, HR function, it's a strategic tech enabled risk. Before we dive into the topic, let's have a small video about Power of Knowing. Our guest today sits at the front line of this new reality. Dr. Bharat Bylappa is a C-suite influencer, keynote speaker, CEO of Transway 21 Limited, a BSc Limited, and founder of Bharat Headhunters. He has seen thousands of CVs, led hiring for critical roles, and watched careers accelerate. Let's bring our speaker on to the podcast and dive into the topic. Hi, sir. Welcome to our podcast, sir. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure, Prem.
Sir, before we start the podcast, welcome to our podcast again. This you've been there in our podcast for the fourth time this time, and it's a pleasure always having you, sir. Just wanted to start with from the way we are seeing the career shifts happening. Uh, what are the biggest or disconnects you see between candidates think matter versus what hiring leaders on boards actually use to make decisions, sir?
I mean, if I've understood, the way the job seeker think and the way the companies are thinking, is that
Where
the
the
right?
boards think. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, in every segment, it's not like somebody in the mid level or somebody in the top level. The biggest gap, what I see is, people will have one single profile. So that time, what happens, for example, if I prepare my profile. So I develop something what I know, what I've done. Very briefly, I mentioned. But what I suggest everybody is, for example, a company A gives a requirement, right? Before even applying, you should map that requirement with the profile. Whether it is not matching, I'm not telling okay, you just put something fake. Sometimes we would have done that. We fail mentioning in the profile. According to me, the profile is the mirror of the person. When you see the profile, you yourself should see in the profile. Okay, so that time will tell if they have worked on it, if they have missed mentioning in the profile.
Mm.
Okay, so that gives a good insight to the HRs also. When this is another biggest challenge is, I'm not against the HR, but if the profile is not well detailed, resume, then it will not cross the HR Maybe the profile is very good. So until unless it reaches the technical manager, no, people cannot expect the feedback. People cannot expect the shortlist of their profile. Right here, one what I would like to give to everybody is like read the JD, then do yourself read your profile, see whether the JD and your profile are matching.
Okay.
If it is matching, if you can do something, then apply. Otherwise, don't apply. But many people they'll have a ready click attachment,
Hmm.
attach and send a JD to write those days. Okay, that is not relevant today. That is not relevant today. Today we talk about uh, artificial intelligence. We talk about ATS screening is coming down. The ATS screen the profile.
Yeah.
So here our brain should run in the way how AI thinks, because AI is screening the profile, right? So there are a lot of companies who are coming now. You pass your profile to the AI machine, it will make sure that it's a ATS profile, right? So these are very important. But when I apply, I myself should question if I myself read this profile, which is a thing which people has to keep there in a mind and apply for the jobs.
Sir, from your vantage point as a headhunter and a CEO, what is the fundamental change you see how people get hired now and the last 3 years, at least 3 to 5 years? What is that you are seeing as a shift, sir?
About AI, so in the mind they think that okay, I'm going to lose a job. I'm going to lose the job any moment. Next day I may receive pink slip. These thinking should stop, and rather they should put their mind into like where is AI implemented, how it is changed, how I can also partner with AI. Today people have started hating the AI system, but what I suggest is okay. So you'll stand then you yourself, not only your resume should be AI compatible, even you should be AI compatible today. See, today is people are very scared about this. After implementing AI, and they think that they're losing the job.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, so it got disconnected. So another thing is like as you mentioned in yeah,
Yes, sir.
I think on the side there's a lot of internet. I'm not able to hear you. Prem.
Oh, okay. Uh, you
Yeah,
want
now
to
I could, yes.
log off and log in again? You are able to
It's
hear me now,
connected.
sir?
Now I can.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes,
Sir,
yes.
uh, if you had to say in 30 seconds what frustrated job seekers and what's the harsh truth that they need to hear about today's job market, sir?
Can you repeat the question?
If
It
you had
actually it
the
broke in
30
between.
seconds with a frustrated job seeker, and what's the harsh truth that they need to hear about the job market today?
No need to get frustrated. Always believe back. I always believe the easiest thing in the world is getting a job.
Okay.
I don't think people are just because jobs are there, plenty of jobs are there. They are right.
Okay.
See today, we see. I mean, I myself, I see in my own company, I need a lot of people.
Hmm.
That is, there is a job, but I'm not getting the right people, or they are not able to crack my right. So, like the every company, as an entrepreneur, I'm telling you, every company is still struggling to hire people. Right. On the other side, the job seekers feels that there is no jobs.
Yeah.
Somewhere this
Right.
disconnection is there. even today, Prem. There are no need to get frustrated. They have to reach out to the some experts in the industry. Uh, the people who are into career side of us, should meet them. They should understand it. They should take and then plan accordingly. I will tell you, somebody does this within 30 days, they'll get the job. I have many case studies to say this. When people come to me, when I guide them, you do this, you follow. They no need to go to anybody, no need to apply also. You take these 3 steps, and you will get a job. And they've got the job. Not only in India, many people have got jobs in
Hmm.
abroad also, staying in India. Yeah. So those were frustrated minds who comes to me. When I tell them, first thing I do is, if I remove the frustration, make them to feel good. Opportunities available. Don't worry. Within 30 days, they all found their jobs.
Sir, we are talking about a playbook, right? So, what is your three-step job playbook in simple terms for getting hired faster and more predictably, sir?
Very, very important question. If they follow these 3 steps, now there is no frustration, there is no unemployment. Everybody will be happy. Employer and employee both will be happy. I'll tell you, the very first step people has to do is understand the requirement. They go to job boards and they download the requirement. They see the requirements, right? And applying. This is the very important tip which I would like to share here. Sometimes what normally they do, they go to job boards, they open, they directly apply, right? Even if I
Yeah.
post some, even my team, HR post the jobs in the, within no time frame, you get 300 profiles, 200, 300 profiles within no time. Then you open those profile and see irrelevant. Some technical job is applied for HR job, right? Then later the genuine profiles also start coming. Human being, right? Screening those profile, he get frustrated, and your the real profile go unnoticed. Real profile go unnoticed, right? Until unless there is a mass hiring, right? But as an individual, if he decides to, he has to change the job. The first step he has to do is which is matching to his profile,
Okay.
right? Then one or the other person in that company. The next step is mapping somebody in that company. That's the second step. Mapping somebody in that company who can help him put his profile to the right person in the company. Okay. So then the third step is the conversation with that person. If they follow these 3 steps, I will tell you his profile will be in the right hand. And if you would have presented the profile, it gets shortlisted. Once it is shortlisted, it is his responsibility. These 3 steps are enough.
I think what you're saying is look at the requirement, tailor the profile also accordingly, and match your skills to it, and apply for the right role that you are
Correct.
looking at.
Correct.
And you should contact the right people who can push your profile also, if that somebody in the organization. Got it, sir. Now,
Company.
can
Yes.
you
Yes.
name each step given in one line definition to how the candidate should look at his journey, sir? Is there a possibility that we do that?
I mean, maybe it's not right to records, but still, since we are talking about career, I don't mind mentioning this on records. Uh, People still company for a very longer period.
Okay.
Okay, so many people think that okay, I'm very stable. Uh, you know, uh, and you can relate that. So 4 5
Yeah, I
years
can.
maximum. What I suggest is, see, when you go, somebody will come to your place. I mean, there's nothing like it. It always be vacuum out there.
Hmm.
You complete 4 years in a company. You acquired enough knowledge. You're very comfortable. What you say is, I'm not interested. I'm not looking for job change. Stop. that. You go and explore.
Hmm.
I'm not telling you change the current job. You take up that interview, apply, take up that interview, go discuss across the table, right? You're already in a comfortable position in your current company. You need not have to desperate, right? Even in the
Hmm.
interview also, you will be answering all the questions so confidently, because you are comfortable in one place. Imagine you are not comfortable, your job is in trouble. Then you compromise in the interview. For everything, you'll say yes,
Hmm.
right? So I suggest don't stick to the company for a longer period. 4 5 years is decent enough, and just go and explore the opportunities which headhunters provides you. Don't post your profile anywhere. Don't post your profiles in the job boards. Never do that mistake. I tell everybody, never do that. For example, a company XYZ has got a requirement. Search somebody over there, apply, dialogue, and also I tell them to attend conferences. Attend conferences,
Hmm.
know the people, right? So that person should feel that, hey, I want this guy to my team. That is your job is done. But
Okay.
people should stop that traditional way of upload your profile in some job portal, wait for the response. It may come and blame the guy. They have a requirement. I applied long back. They and all these things. So this is a beautiful tips I'll you Prem. People should apply this.
Sir, if somebody is struck despite 100 applications, which are the three steps usually to be broken first, sir? What would be the three steps that they should break and look at it?
People should not apply for more than 5 jobs. Sending 300 applications shows that his profile is wrong or he is wrong. Okay, so
Okay.
that is what I just answered the question. Like, don't apply just randomly. First, shortlist your dream
Okay.
companies. See whether there are jobs in your
Hmm.
dream company. If it is when you are attending an interview in your dream company, right, the answers just flow because that's a passion. You wanted to
Flows.
somehow grab that company offer, right? The answers will flow from that individual, right? My tip is shortlist 5 companies, see whether they have a requirement matching to your profile. If that 5 doesn't do, then go for another 5. Like that, go on Instagram. Don't apply 3 and why people have to apply for 300 companies. They should not do it.
Okay. No, so there is always a problem that people feel professional. Their positioning is a challenge, right? So, what or how should professional position themselves so that they are seen as a right fit when it is a specific role or title that they are looking for, or a talent that is very relevant? It's not just available, but it is right for them.
See, many people doesn't present themselves. What people do now, they just answer the questions with the employer. One thing the candidate should realize is that person who is interviewing you is not doing any favor to you. Okay, don't surrender. You ask a lot of questions to him. I join your company. That question, nobody asked that question. People are scared to answer those questions. I mean, ask this question. You ask him, okay, now your interview. It is say interview is a discussion between two people. Okay, the employer should understand the candidate should understand the employer, right? So your candidate should take that step of asking why should I join a company after 5 years, where do I stand, right? All this, and your presentation is very important. Some people say that I'm not getting promotion, you're not vocal. Today's world, you need to be open. You cannot expect people will recognize me, they'll come back to me. No, that doesn't work. You have to ask, you have to bang the table and ask, okay, I'm eligible for this, I'm looking for this. If at all, if you don't find that in that current company, then move on. World is very big,
Okay.
right?
So
Candidate should take the authority, Prem. Many people don't do that.
So I,
Yeah.
I what you're saying is, rather than just going and sitting in an interview and answering the questions, what you should be prepared also is to see that are you willing to take that role from that organization and do the homework in such a way that You present yourself and ask the right questions whether it fits for you, is what you are saying, sir. What does a clear career positioning statement look like in a mid-career professional or a CXO, sir?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What does a clear career positioning statement look like for a mid-level career professional or a CXO?
This is a very typical question. Wherever the organization the person is working, right? So if he is looking how to draw my roadmap over there, I think the person should not do that until unless he see. Rather, if he thinks that capable of doing multiple things and is capable of more relevant things, then he should explore the new opportunities. What I feel that, rather than fight. See, I should not fight within the organization for the growth. They should do their work. They should do a very presentable, and the employer should recognize them. Employer or his boss, whomsoever, they are to recognize us and move it forward. Right. So many cases I've seen, Prem, after putting down the papers, the seniors realize that, oh, this guy is moving out. Is a very important person. Until unless he, yeah.
No, that is a case which I think most of the organizations lose the top talent is because of that only. What I have understood. People try to make him stay after he's put down his papers. They'll give him. I'll give you an on-site. I'll give you a better role. I'll promote. All those things come in at a later stage once he resigns. But what I've seen is that does not happen when they are in the organization. You are right on it, sir.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
one
One more tip
line?
I want to,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Recently there was
Hmm.
one of the candidate got an opportunity in UA, right? So then he put on the paper.
Okay.
Then his boss, his manager, reporting manager, offer you have, we'll match it that in India only.
Okay.
Then that guy becomes super happy when they can give me that kind of money, and my India is a low cost thing because UAE is very costly. So he decided to stay back. He stayed back for 2 months. After 2 months, they did not give him so he lost the opportunity. He did not take it in writing
Oh,
from the
okay.
manager. Here, people has to be very careful whenever your manager writing.
Writing. Okay. Okay. So what you are saying is when there is an offer, it should be recorded. The discussion should be in a pointer where it says you get either an email communication or the written statement saying that post is this is what why this person is taking back, and based on this is what is the commitment that we are looking at.
Very
Got it,
true.
sir.
Very
Now,
true.
what's one line a candidate should delete from the CVs or the LinkedIn summary today? Because you see a lot of pointers coming in today in CVs and LinkedIn headings. What is that one thing that
Okay.
you want people to delete it, sir?
Too much of information. People should delete too much of information in the profile. Be very specific. And I repeat that you have to change your certain things in the profile when you're applying for a different kind of a jobs, different kind of company, different kind of an opportunities. Don't maintain one single profile, but content has to be same as what you know. You should not fake it, right? Too much of information, and people has to be very careful when the way they handle the social media, their own personal social tip which I wanted to, because today the companies are watching their social media attitude, right? So I mean that many people will write a lot of personal things. I mean the personal details in the hobbies, that this and all. But whatever you write, it has to be answerable. When the people ask, you should be answer that. That's what you remove everything. The best way to prepare the profile, I'll tell you. Many cases, the candidates will give to doing that.
Hmm.
No one can write your profile. Only you can
Okay.
write your profile. Only you can. You know what you are.
Definitely.
Take the JD, right? Start doing the profile. In the JD, there are point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. You break those points, and below that first point, right? For example, they'll ask, okay, we are looking for a Python engineer with 4 5 years of experience. Right below that, what is your years of experience in Python? Which project? You put yourself as a rating out of, from 5 to 10 or 1 to 10. This is what my rating, and go to the next step in the JD. Then this should become a cover letter of the profile, attached to your first page of the profile, along with your profile, and send it to. They don't even screen your profile. They only screen your the the JD, and it's like a question answer. I have done this continuously in my career. I have suggested many of my candidates. The candidate CV which rejected, then I told them to do this. The profile gets shortlisted.
Okay.
Information, let it be a specific point.
So you are saying, if they ask for 3 to 5 years as a Python programmer, you are saying this is where we did, this is the project I worked on. So if they are asking for 4 skills, maybe you are saying, giving a percentage size where we say this is the amount of work that I've done on this technology, this is the amount of work that I've done on this technology, that becomes more clear and concise, right? That's what they are saying. Uh, again
Yes, yes.
again, now coming to the point where we are talking about AI, as you said in the start of the session, where AI is screening on the scene. In an AI and a portal driven world, how should the candidate align their positions across CVs? Because LinkedIn has a different format, job portals have a different format, and across these, this one, LinkedIn and job portals, without sounding robotic, because you have some pointers here, some pointers here, but how do we look at having that human centric thing, but still AI scannable profiles?
See, LinkedIn profile will not get you a job.
Okay.
Okay, LinkedIn profile, link will help people to notice you. You cannot write everything in LinkedIn, like, a very crisp 4 to 5 lines about you, wherever you're working, and 1 or 2 lines you're doing. That's a scope in thing. If you really want people to notice you, there is something called recommendations in LinkedIn.
Hmm.
Somebody writing recommendation to somebody, right? Activate about you. You ask your colleagues to write something about you. Ask your ex-colleagues to write something about you. Ask your teacher to write something about you, right? So when I see screen the LinkedIn profile, I go and see whether is there any testimonial about this person. What people is talking about this guy,
Okay.
right? In the profile, you cannot write that, right? In the CV, what you make, you cannot write this, make this. And also, if you really wanted to get noticed from your own people across the thing, start writing small articles about your domain. Whom you're HR, you can write a lot of things. You're a FINA example. There is a new GS. Write on it if you're a person, right? Anything related to accounts, anything RBI new rule has come, please write that. That shows your expertise. That shows your expertise. So when I see, for example, a client will give me a very brief idea about what kind of people they're looking. Kind of a research oriented and a hardcore techie type. When I go to the LinkedIn, these are the things I search for. Okay, what is that people are talking about him? What kind of project he has done? What he has written for himself? Is he published any article? Small article, like 10 lines, 12 lines. That should be a subject matter expert. And when it comes to profile, okay, there is a very clear step mentioned in the job boards. You just fill that. Make sure that you don't do any grammatical mistakes, and you capture all the information within a stipulated time lines, right? So that is it. So we cannot compare the job board profile. LinkedIn basically is meant to build your network. get recognized, get noticed to the professional network. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you balance keywords for ATS? Because I've heard a lot of people saying my profile is getting screened under ATS, but my profile is not ATS ready. So how do we look at that, and with authenticity of human decision makers, right?
There are many tools today. So whatever
Hmm.
your profile is there, profile along with the job description, it will make a beautiful profile, which is you just write it there. My profile has to be compatible to the ATS, and this is the requirement, and this is my expertise. So the AI machine profile, which is it will give it to you. It's very simple today. Very very simple.
Okay. What is one small LinkedIn change that can bring visibility to 10x to the candidate and recruiters and headhunters, sir?
Title,
What could be that
title,
title? Okay.
title.
O-
You write
Okay.
the crisp short title.
Okay.
You're done.
Okay. So most of them miss to write the primary pointer is the title itself, is what you're saying. Okay.
Yes, title.
Okay. Got
Very
it.
much. That's the one thing is enough for you to get noticed. Right title.
Hmm. Okay. Got it, sir. How do you proof look at the job search? Because beyond the listing, roles and responsibilities also matter, right? So most of the pointers, what happens is you write the technology thing and you don't look at the roles and responsibilities that are required for the job. So how do these people look at that also tuned when they apply for jobs?
Yeah, role and responsibility. See, as you grow as a senior person, role and responsibility becomes very key, right? More than your
Key.
actual skill, the role and responsibility, the management skill, all those things becomes very important. So yeah, as you said, people write not about the project, the skills they know, and they forget to write like their people management skill. They forget to elaborate it, right? So in such cases, people should break skill. Another one is technology expertise.
Hmm.
If he's a techie guy, right? If he is a salesperson, he has management part and in the domain, right? Like this, people have to break down the profile and write it in a very crisp manner.
As you told in the start of the session, is you need to look at the role, the responsibilities, what is the JD looking at, right? So then tailor your CV, and you cannot have a common CV, is what we are arriving at all the pointers that we have discussed so far. Am I right in saying that, sir?
Right.
Now, coming to that, because some of the pointers are clashing when they look at, say, how should candidates translate their daily work, because most of them talk on the daily work that they are doing, right? And how do they translate that uh, daily work into measurable impact that hiring leaders can trust? Is there a way that they can do that, sir?
Basically, so I recommend my candidates to write what is achieved also in the company, right? They'll say best employee of the quarter. Don't write the best employee of the quarter. Elaborate why are you why did you adjust as the best employee of the quarter? What did you do so special? What is your achievement over there? So okay, my achievement in this organ. For example, people write okay. Currently, I'm working with this XYZ company. Designation, when to when, right? Duration, team members, right? Then they write about project. If you have got any awards in that particular project, or if you are able to finish the project within the timeline, right? Who will skill? Anybody will have a skill. Anybody. If you have completed a project within the timeline, that's an achievement, right? Attrition, you're not lost even a single person from your team, that's an achievement, right? So you have a capability of training your team, that's an achievement. So based on all these things, you get a award or reward. But I what I see that, best award or a best employee award, at all those things, those recognition should be elaborated in the profile.
Thing is, now when you say best people manager, you should be saying how many attrition, give data points for them to understand what is the work that you, and that is how the you got this recognition. You're right.
Right,
Am I
right,
right in saying that,
yes.
sir?
Correct. You should tell now why you are a best manager. Why, who told you best manager? If somebody told you best manager, there should be some data point, right? Based on the data point only, they have decided. I mean, they've given you over as a best manager. Simply, you cannot write best manager. You have a opportunity now to elaborate your profile. Elaborate it now. Use that opportunity now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is one powerful before and after metric any candidate can do in the CV or add to the CV in a short spans or in a week or something like that?
So what I see is that the first step when they apply, if they know somebody in the company and they know what is the requirement, now just go for a bullet points profile.
Hmm.
Okay, when they ask for the detailed profile, you can give the detailed profile. Many cases, the senior level on the call, they say, Bharat, I don't have a profile. I said, don't worry, you just tell me what you have done. I personally make 10 points and I give it to
Hmm.
the client saying that, see, he is not an active job seeker, his profile is not there, he doesn't have a time to prepare. What do you
Hmm.
want? Put it across in 10 points. You see this. If you are happy, then let's have a telephonic, you explain comment the can to get to the candidate. If the candidate is interested, then give 2 days time, you will prepare the profile and send it. So you need not have to put everything, in the profile. 10 bullet points about yourself, your profile will get shortlisted. Yeah, if it's within 10 days, somebody wants to, within half an hour, frame. That's what I tell you.
Hmm.
Don't tell anybody to write your profile. Use it and write your profile. Yeah,
No, what we've seen is most of the profiles are created either by the agency who they charge. They write
correct.
profile based on something, and then the discussion goes with the resume writer. That guy says, no, it is not ATS ready, that is not ready, this is not ready. And finally, he only writes the whole resume rather than that guy writing, because he has to give
Right,
that inputs for that resume to be prepared. So
right.
that I get your point in that this one, sir. How can professionals build a proof stack that goes beyond CV, say kind of portfolios, reference, or content, or some case studies? Any pointers around it, sir?
That's what, make sure that whatever you achieved in your career has to be highlighted in the profile. See, that is what I see. For example, recently I hired a sales head to the company. Right. The main point I saw is, okay, which is the customers you bought, with your effort,
Hmm.
with your own effort, what all the steps you took. So the steps is anybody can bring the, clients, but what are the steps you taken? How much duration you took to, onboard this customer, right? So salesperson should have this particular skill, right? So when the sales guy elaborated that, how I was very impressed the way he pitched into this particular customer and he onboarded, right? So in the similar way, the professionals or the people who are preparing the profile should highlight those things rather than a project detail. Nobody will ask for the project details,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
You're not presenting to a customer, to the customer. You're more than a project details. You need to what is contribution in the. You take files from the same team, frame. All the file profiles will
Okay.
look same. All the profile looks
Okay.
same. Just copy paste. Just copy paste, right? So each one will have a different skills, different way of putting across the thing, different way of implementing the things. That has to be captured in the profile. Profile, the first step. If you are not able to prepare your profile properly, you will not cross that first step, right? And don't beautify the profile. Don't beautify the profile. Don't put lots of things in the profile. Profile will get shortlisted. But if you don't know what you have written in your profile, then you will fail in the interview.
Okay.
right?
Correct.
Your shortlist is important, getting the job is important. That people have to decide.
Uh, from a non-technical roles, what can be the practical portfolio look like, especially in these fields of HR, finance, operations, or leadership?
But difference in, whether it is a IT or a non-IT, absolutely I don't see any different. End of the day, your profile should match the requirement. You
So
first give
you're
first
saying
preference
in
to the JD.
yeah. So what you're saying, whether irrespective of industry, irrespective of technology, irrespective of the kind of thing, your profile should match the JD is the first pointer that we are coming up, right? And the second
Correct.
pointer is as
Correct.
the experience
Right.
goes
Right.
higher
I
and
will
higher, you
ask
need.
one question. Yeah. I will ask. Yeah. I will.
Hmm. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You construct a house. Okay. When you construct blueprint and construct, or after constructing, you make blueprint.
Good point. Actually, we get the blueprint ready first, then construct the house.
Then you
Agree.
build the house. Take the requirement. That's a blueprint for you. Develop the profile.
Okay.
Simple.
So in as many words that you are saying is first get your blueprint done, properly validate yourself whether whatever you are putting you are able to talk immaterial, whether it is for one role or the higher role, but whatever you are putting in the profile should look as a blueprint for you to get hired.
Correct.
Wonderful, sir.
Correct.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Now most of the time people which they don't underuse the form that proof and instantly increase their candidate referability, right? So in your eyes, what is one underused form of proof that instantly increases the candidate's credibility in your eyes, or in a general way? So how do we look at visibility or candidate in credibility coming up to picture? Because you told me one point where people write so many things on the resume, but when they are asked, they are not talking on it, right? So,
Yeah. See, if you are able to write everything in the profile, you should be also able to tell what you have written in the profile in the interview. These days, they send just the feed the requirements to the AI machines, and AI machines will write the profile and give it to you. AI doesn't know whether you worked or not.
hmm,
AI will work on the input what you have given.
correct.
I want to apply for this job. This is the JD. Please help me with the profile. So it will run the profile. Profile will get shortlisted. I had one case recently, and the candidate profile got shortlisted. The interview people said that, oh, wonderful profile, Bharat, we want to meet this lady.
Hmm.
So we are also very happy. Then that lady went and she was not able to answer any question. Then she admitted in the interview that this profile was made out of AI.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, she admitted. So use AI diligently. I mean, don't just say that, okay, I want to apply this, give me the profile. No, this is my expertise, this is my JD. Tell me whether it matches or not. That will be the first validation. Second validation is this, yes, whatever you have done, yes, I mean, the same thing JD also says. So I can make a profile and give it to you. That is the second validation which people has to do. No, people these days, what they're doing is, this is the JD, help me give me a profile based on the JD. So I will give the profile and it gets shortlisted.
No, I'm getting an insight where you are saying is people just copy the JD into ChatGPT or
Yeah,
anywhere,
yes, yes,
attach
yes,
that
yes,
profile
yes,
that is there, and they ask it to tailor it for themselves, and they get a
yes,
neat profile and they send it across. So, which I think what you're saying is they just cut, copy, paste, and make it match so that they get
yes,
shortlisted. But when
yes,
the interview happens,
yes,
they don't get through, right? So that's what we are
yes, yes,
right now.
yeah,
One this seems to be an eye opener for me, at least, because what I've been seeing people saying is you started with a very valid point saying that there are so many jobs in my own organization and I'm not getting the right candidates, right? I think
right,
that's the same scenario which is happening across the industry as well. There are a lot of people who are capable, but their resumes don't talk what is that they are required to get into that job, right? So I think that's a very
right,
strong point that
right.
you are saying. Now,
Yeah,
what?
and they don't build the network, Prem. They don't build. Sorry to
Okay.
cut you off here. They don't build the network. I want to give one more case study here.
Yeah.
There was a person who reached out to me. He worked for 28 years in US.
Hmm.
So he wanted to come back to India, or he lost his job in US. So he was searching for a job. Obviously, if somebody actively searching for the job, they send the profile everywhere. Employer
Hmm.
referral, friend, the job boards, LinkedIn, everywhere they put their profile. Correct. Then somebody would have given my reference to the gentleman. So he called me. He said, "I'm a 28 years experienced guy. I got your reference from somebody. Can you help me get a job?" I said, "Fine. Send the profile." Then he sent the profile. I saw the profile. There was no relevant requirement with me. So again he called me the next day. I said, "Give me some breathing time. Yesterday you sent the profile, and today you're already following up." Then he gave one statement there saying that, "Bharat, what is my profile? My profile is a gold mine for you."
Hmm.
I was like, "What gold mine? If I click, you know how much money you'll get." Let's see, look at the mindset, Prem, right? One thing is he's not getting a job anywhere. Secondly, he is reaching out to a senior headhunter in the industry, and he's telling that his profile is mine. I was like, "So this is the problem." I asked him one question, "Gentlemen, if you don't mind, I'll ask you something. You said 28 years of experience in US. Are you not able to find one job for you?" He did not add an answer. You are reached out to a headhunter and your profile is floating everywhere in the market. Nobody is ready to pick your profile in 28 years, and that too, it's a gold mine.
Hmm.
Gold mine. Nobody is interested to pick up the gold mine. He was like, he did not add any word to say. That's what. In 28 years, Prem, you could have built his network.
Yeah.
The moment industry comes to know this gentleman is leaving or is available, now people should grab him. People should
Yeah.
grab him. People
I
don't do
think,
that. People zone. People go to the comfort zone.
sir, I'll take one example, as you rightly said, is when we started, the journey that we've been doing on this podcast, because we've been talking on this
Yeah.
podcast stuff,
Mm.
right? So when I started the podcast, I was rejected by many people for not coming to the podcast itself. Just an example which you said, because I felt it is relevant. I thought I'll share it with you. uh, it so happened that after people like you've come 4 times, there are few people who have come 5 6 times also with our 300 plus episodes. We are on the 325th episode today, right? So first 50 60 episodes, nobody was ready to even come in, right? And what we
Mm.
found was, when I reached out to the senior people who were well established with maybe a lakh plus followers, and those people,
Mm.
they said, no, you don't have a net worth that you can make us do a podcast with you. I said, fine, I'll build that. I'll take time. So there are few people like you referred few people for us. There are few senior people who referred some of the speakers. They referred speakers, and we got referral. Finally we were invited to many of the conferences where we went and did some of the speaking assignments. What I'm happy to say is today Power of Knowing forum as a forum is known for podcasts, at least to a stage where people look at our podcast. To your point of networking, that is what we did. Also, we did only networking. We only spoke to people.
Mm.
We
Very
wanted
important.
to reach out. We wanted to
Mm.
share people the knowledge that the speakers have, and that's where today, that's how the whole structure of podcast, we are having about 30,000 people as our followers today.
Wow, that's a big number. Yes, that's
So
a sense of
across
achievement. But people think that, yeah, yeah, true, 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 very true.
So that's one thing I completely agree with you, is people don't talk to each other. If I talk, what will they think? That's the first step they do. If I ask, what they will feel. Many people I've met in few of the forums, they are asking if you can refer me somewhere. But when they came to
Correct.
speak to some people, they are not ready to speak also. So that connect
Right.
is not is there. What I understood, sir. One last pointer that I want to ask before we conclude, because how should a candidate look at a balance between portals, recruiters, direct outreach, and networking, especially in the mid to senior level. This one, because most of the people who are struggling is in the mid to senior level. People only are struggling to get their jobs placed. So this is my question that I wanted to ask for the audience. And as a C-suit strategy, what we are talking about, we want to look and focus on mid to senior level roles and how do they prepare themselves.
I always suggest the mid to senior level people is to identify a good headhunter and stick to his strategies. That is the best way. And he will take care of everything. Confidentially, he will arrange the meetings. Confidentially, he'll arrange the calls. Right? Stick to a good headhunter. He knows which way to pitch in. All those things. So educate the headhunter what exactly you are. Right? So that he will go and pitch into the clients and work with headhunters. That should be the first approach. Right? And if you're a very active job seeker, if you don't mind people know that okay you're looking for a job, then put it on the job portal anywhere it is free, right? Put it on the job portal. Somebody may call you for the interview and it clicks. But first step, I always suggest go to a headhunter. There is a difference
Hmm.
between a recruiter and a headhunter. Recruiter depends on the job portals. Headhunters are depends on their own hunting. They know where to map the market, and client wants headhunter to work on the requirements because they don't flood the profile. They give you two or three profiles and they close the positions, right? So these are the best strategy, especially the middle and the top level people should use. Many of my I'm very fortunate, like many people calls me and say, Bharat, I'm not sure whether I should change my job or not. Can we discuss? Right, over the coffee we sit, we meet, we discuss many situations. I say, no, this is not the right market, this is not the right time. You stick there, right? So okay, opportunities, I think we can start talking to the people, right? Not desperately. We're not saying we are looking, we are exploring. There's a difference between job search and exploring.
Glory.
you know yeah, exploring. So exploring, you should do it when you're in a very comfortable position, right? Otherwise the desperate it comes in your things and you'll spoil everything. Stick to the best headhunter, learn how to use LinkedIn effectively, right? So you will get your job.
Thank you for that, sir. I have taken some key pointers that we discussed in the last 50, 40 minutes. I'll summarize them or key takeaways. Hiring has become more strategic than an evident driven, right? Candidate must move from I need a job to here the value is, right? And that's where they should look at and create your own business. Kind of, they look at their profile properly. What you said is a simple three way is look at the role, look at the JD, match your profile, and position it, proof it, and pipeline it so that it looks very clear and can turn the job search into a predictable and trackable system, because that's how you look at each requirement, because each JD is also different for each role, right? And that's what we said. Digital presence is non-negotiable. What you said, you can have to network like LinkedIn portfolios, some seminars, webinars,
Seminars, conferences, yes, yes,
conferences, and
yes.
talk to people on your skills, your projects, how you handle certain situations in these seminars. And I think that is very very clear that you can get the network up and people will see you growing there. And interviewers are no longer become like an exams like now today. And they are live businesses, as you rightly said. They need a person, that's why they are looking for you. They don't have any a personal connect where you see what is that they want. You need to present yourself saying that you are capable to get that role and your skills are important. They are live business decisions, problem solving, and risk awareness, some of the strategic thinking wins that you have done. So those things I think would make more value to what you have done. And sustainable careers are built staying in a market ready situation, because market is changing and everything is changing. So stay around for a year and not just doing the moments at the kind of crisis. What you said is people when they are comfortable they should start talking to, so that people get that comfort of this guy is prepared, not at the crisis side. That's what you said in one of the pointers that we were discussing. And these are the pointers that I had in mind, sir. As we wrap this episode, hired faster is not just chasing every opening. That's you said. And about designing a clear playbook is again the three pointers: role, JD, your profile, and the skills that should talk is what you said. And right opportunities will position yourself there and stay proved, and your impact can build consistent opportunity pipeline is what we had discussed. This is what is the summary, sir. Any final pointers that you want to make before we conclude?
Yeah, very simple thing. For example, if you're looking for a podcast assistant, you will publish this requirement on LinkedIn or anywhere.
Right.
Okay. So what I do, I will go through it. I am a podcast assistant expert. What I should do now, I should add you in my LinkedIn network. And once you accept me, why you will accept my invitation? If my profile is very good, if it is presentable, if there is something, you will accept the invitation. The moment you accept, I can chat with you.
Correct.
Right, then, Mr. Prem, I noticed that you have posted a requirement for a podcast assistant. From the last 5 years, I've been doing this. I'm handling this. I've seen your podcast episodes. It's wonderful, but there are some improvement area which I can suggest something. I have an expertise. Can we discuss? Will you not call him for interview?
100%, sir. Definitely.
100%. This is what I don't know why people break the rate for a job change. See, you understand what the person needs, you pitch in. Today, people comes to me and say that Bharat, this is what you're looking, this is where you're struggling. Can I fill that gap? I will put a red carpet to him. Please come,
Right.
right?
Right.
So this is what the tip I want to give before we wind up this. Yeah,
A very valuable point, because
yeah.
when the road meets the rubber, I think everything is done there. I think
Done.
that's what you
Yeah,
are saying. Yeah.
of
So,
course.
great having you, sir. There is one question which is come,
Yeah.
which I wanted to bring it up here. This is one question which somebody, how can a 57-year-old after a long career break can join the corporate, is one pointer that he's put.
See, why corporate? He wants to do the job.
Hmm.
Why only you want a corporate? Right now, corporate 57 years is very close to retirement. People with 40 years have already occupied a big position.
Right.
Right now, this 57 years experience person will you report to the 40 years experience person? Not
No.
possible. HR will say, there the issue. HR will say
Correct.
there is parity issue. Rather, don't job. Call it as a consultancy. You prepare your profile saying that this is my subject matter expert, your business is into these things. I have understood that there is a gap in your business, I can fill this. As a consultant, they might look into you because you
Yeah.
become an external consultant. You become an external consultant. Same advice I had given to one researcher who researched on the chip.
Hmm.
Your credit card has a chip, and he's also like almost same years of experience. But job wise, he has to report to somebody who is younger than to him, right? So that is not possible. Even though I say that I am ready to report, but internal parity says no, right? So that time I represented him as a presented him as a consultant. Then interview started. They hired him as a consultant because he's a technical guy and he helped the company a lot. That is how it happens. Now here we want to see what is this person's expertise, right? And what is that he can contribute? What changes he can bring to the table? From his expertise, what company can benefit? If somebody is looking for administration job, clerical jobs and all, no, I don't think any corporate will be interested to look at profiles, right? The person, if is, I have people with coming with the food technology and all, even at 75 years, they're giving consulting to the other food companies, right? They are moving around and they're giving consulting. That area, the people should look into it and think. Don't call it as a full-time job or a corporate job or something like. You have to present it, right? Then you can join. You can do a startup companies in India. India is known as startup hub today.
Right. Right, sir. Right.
Startup people want
Yeah.
such SMEs. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this, I think thank you for that pointer as well, because people think that after certain age they only can go and job. They are not finding a job. I think that's a very important pointer where you can work as a consultant, keeping your expertise in mind, and with the experience that you've gained for the last maybe 30-35 years of experience. That's a lot of experience under the belt, and that gives you to become a consultant where you can guide a lot of people who don't have that kind of an experience. So, with this, thank you for joining us, sir. It's always been a pleasure to have you on our show. Thank you for joining, sir. Thank you, audience, for joining us today.
Thank you. All the best. 325 is a very big number, Prem. Add one more zero next to five.
Sure, sir. With
Yeah,
the
all
help
the
of
best.
all the
Yeah.
speakers and audience,
Yeah.
we will move to that figure soon, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for having me here. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, sir.